Troll moves only? What the heck does that even mean? Does this mean Cal can only throw Rick Astley at people? Honestly, I wish it meant that. But the power would go to his head, and then where would we be? No, troll moves only, according to the helpful commentator that suggested the challenge, means fighting in cheeky ways, like blaster counter shots, pushing people off of ledges, shooting enemies with their buddies, using auto parry, and basically any move that's about me doing minimum effort to cause maximum pain for my enemies. It's a rather loose definition, but this is a rather odd challenge. So let's just play it by ear and see how it all plays out. Of course, just because I'm playing in such a silly way doesn't change that I'll be doing it all on Grandmaster difficulty with New Game Plus on, which means Warrior perk and the stronger enemies that come with Warrior perk will be there to make sure Cal has a harder time trolling. Now you know the rules, and so do I, so let's get to playing it. Turns out when your last 3 playthroughs of Jedi Survivor have all involved no healing, you might develop a habit of never reaching for a stim, even when you desperately should. That's why Cal Kestis hits the ground right away in the first fight of the game, as I struggle to gain enough force in order to push or pull these fellas to their deaths. Something that's much easier to do when I remember to take my medicine. I won't have to rely on just the force though when I reach the meditation point and Cal suddenly realizes a lifetime of training within 1 minute. Before we take another step, or another life, we have to make sure our enemies get a great view before they die, which means it's fashion time. As the ghost of my great-great-great-great-great-grandma always says, it's never a bad idea to bring back the mullet, and I have to agree with her. Mainly because she's haunting me.
Am I the only one gonna fight?
Yeah, apparently you are. No, wait, no, I was fine with only one of you. While I could shove everyone to their deaths in this death trap of a city, I find it much more fun to scar troopers by making them murder all their friends. Only problem is Cal's likely to stab his victims when he's done with them, which isn't a problem unless I'm standing right next to a ledge. You know, I don't have to kill you, I could just let you go. But clearly you're too stupid for that. I want to try something. It's really stupid, Bode, but basically everything I do is really stupid. It was stupid! Why didn't you stop me? What kind of friend are you? Wait a second, you fly. This won't work, will it? I'm gonna try, okay? Well, I mean, it sort of works. See you around. Oh, there's another. And good news, I'm psyched to realize I can grab and chuck purge troopers to their end, something that in all my hours of playing, I never even bothered to try. Why pull when one can push, I've always said, but I see there are more benefits to it other than not breaking yet another door. There's little more satisfying to do in this game than countering attacks with my blaster shot, but it always goes right to my head, followed quickly by a smack to the head. An unfortunately common situation for me. You know, I already pointed out that remembering to heal is something I struggled with at first, due to past runs, but that's not the only bad habit I've picked up from my other playthroughs. I'm not allowed to parry blaster shots, because that's such a dull way to kill my enemies, but I certainly could afford to block more, and not just with my face. Oh, wow, he was a great human shield. My compliments to the dead body. Going up against the Ninth Sister, I'm way too cocky and get exactly what I deserved. Oh, I forgot those things come back. The timing on the blaster counter is more precise than just perfect dodging, and I can't say I'm a master of it, but I certainly am a master of tanking a saber to the dome, so I got that going for me, I guess. If I wasn't lugging around so many healing stims, the Ninth honestly deserves to have beaten me. Get enough perfect counters though, and the game will ruin your day by shoving you into dual wield stance. This is a problem I'm used to, and I'm prepared for it with multiple contingencies. I'm disappointed that auto parry is disabled for the majority of the fight, as the game wants to teach me it, and I guess all those blows to the head made Cal forget it yet again. But I do have a backup plan in the form of the lightsaber throw. With a simple throw, it not only hits enemies on the way in, but often hits them on the way back, surprising my enemies, plus I can throw 2 at once to really make their day hell. I rarely use it during the challenge, but it's my only option here until Cal's concussed brain can re-grasp how to use auto parry and bring it into the fight. If that hadn't worked, I would have just brought the tried and true minigunner, Shooty, to the fight. On Kobo, it's actually quite easy because everyone is so conveniently next to a ledge or happy to take a blaster bolt to the face. Even better, this super battle droid is far dumber than his buddies, blowing them up with a poorly placed rocket and not stopping there, as he shoots the wall multiple times with his rocket while trying to kill me, blowing himself up. I never tire of having enemies that are stupider than I am. Even if an enemy isn't next to a ledge, they're all more than happy to come to the ledge in droves, despite watching me push their friends off. Maybe they're worried about missing out on this once-in-a-lifetime flying lesson that Cal is offering. He takes that once-in-a-lifetime part of it very seriously. Listen to me. Listen to me, game developers of Jedi number 3, whatever you're gonna call it. Jedi big boy time. Please don't call it that. But do not kill Grease. That's all I ask. Don't hurt Grease. I know you people. He's exactly the kind of character you kill. You don't want to kill me, little bird. You know what? I think you... Okay, that was all that guy. Oh, no, I'm with him. It's actually a lot trickier than it seems.
Need an assist.
I'm enjoying this. No, wait. I'm not enjoying this anymore. Does it not affect you? How are you immune? What is your armor made out of? Excuse me, I'm having a conversation. See, that guy's not immune. What the hell's the purge armor made of that he's not affected? Maybe he's just too stupid to die.
You're scared.
Scared's not quite what I describe it as.
Inferior.
In pain. Definitely in pain. Dagangara is as grouchy as ever. And you know, he thought just struck me. The man hasn't eaten in hundreds of years. Maybe he's just hangry. If Cal brought him some Reese's or a chalupa, I bet he'd be a lot more chill and I wouldn't spend so much time getting cut up by him. It is disturbing to me how much of this fight is just me staring at Dagan as he punctures my lungs because I'm too slow on the blaster counter timing, but consistently forget to block in order to avoid that unwanted body modification. It explains why I go down once, but second time's the charm as I understand the timing a wee bit better. Honestly, I just get luckier. Combined with auto parry to finish this first battle. What, do you not taste good or something? Oh. Oh no, you're very dead. Here, he shouldn't die alone. What killed you? Is he allergic to sand? Oh my god, I think I just killed Anakin. Taking off to Jeddah, I need to stay off the sand so I don't get devoured like the Imperials. But things take a turn when mid-escape from the Skriten's claws, I look over and realize it's dead. This has never happened, and I can only conclude that my trolling energy has gotten so powerful that the creature's heart seized in fear of me. Wow, you think you know the game, and that we're gonna play it, and then suddenly your old reliable giant arachnid friend is giving you up, letting you down, and deserting you. It's enough to make you cry, say goodbye, and I won't lie, it hurts you. I'm sorry guys, I really couldn't resist doing that. This unexpected loss causes me to try my hand at diplomacy, but maybe it would have worked better if I hadn't made this trooper murder his friend a second before. Like, why tell you anything else in Star Wars? You just need to know your boss's name is Sheev. Do you really want to work for a guy named Sheev?
How did someone sneak in?
What's this? Oh, that's a rocket. And that's another rocket. There's no diplomacy, or even surviving when dealing with the 2 sentry droids, as trying to auto parry one usually leads to the other stomping me with an unblockable attack. Either that, or I panic and dodge right into their blows, which also really doesn't work out for me. Well, if parrying isn't gonna work, let's force these droids to chase me around the room while I let Quick Draw whittle away their health. That's definitely the most obnoxious experience for them, which I feel is fair, since they're one of the most annoying enemies I have to deal with. They do not let me win without a good deal of new bruises for my collection though. But for the most part, Jeddah proves to be just as easy as Kobo, as I goof off while killing by the dozens. Whoa, that almost hit me. Oh.
Remember your training.
Well, it didn't technically hit me at least. Okay, that time it did. Look at my force powers. That was amazing. I killed him without touching him. It is me. And that was you, whoever you were. Watch out! Well, I warned him. Then the revenge of the Skriting comes for me. It doesn't matter if Marin stuns it. Trying to blast it will cause the bolt to fly off and kill some poor unfortunate soul, doing very little to the beast. I should just let Marin do all the work, but where is the fun in that? Well, maybe the fun is that I'd still be breathing, but other than that, at least trying to countershot it is much easier, and I get the timing right anyway. I think I got you now. Yeah, I understand you now, buddy. That doesn't mean I don't mess up. Then I'm off to Kobo's Shattered Moon for some fun times with Brutes and Droidicas. Neither of these enemies can be pushed off the edge without Force Lift, an ability I lack as of yet, but thankfully the Brutes are some of the most predictably slow fighters, and are easy to counter-shot, while the Droidicas require more thought and timing to blast them mid-roll, as I have no way to hurt them while they're shielded. You just have to make sure you're not in the way of the roll when you try it, as I learned the hard way. Otherwise, I proved that once again, Cal Kestis's greatest ally, besides the Force of course, is the lack of OSHA safety guidelines and the complete lack of guardrails. All this amazing tech, and no one has ever heard of a fence? The end stretch full of droids that are out of reach of most of my attacks do worry me at first, but after one death to them, I'm pleasantly surprised to witness the super battle droids misuse their missiles once more and blow up the majority of their own soldiers. I'm convinced they're trolling me now, but like in a self-destructive way, which I'm totally on board with. The mighty Rancor awaits me, as he does every playthrough, and I could already tell before I even start the fight that this will not go well. I'm one with the Force and the Force is... No, that's not it. That's definitely not it. Okay. I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force. Oh, Force is not with me. I'm one with the Force and the Force is with me. Ha 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 ha. Oh, well, that did nothing. Okay, new plan. This is gonna be hard. Yep, very hard. Whew. It's so satisfying, but so risky. But that's what makes it satisfying, I suppose. Oh, that was a little less satisfying. You see, with auto parrying being worthless here, there's still an easy solution if I only use quick draw to whittle away his health. But that might be worth it for a couple of obnoxious sentry droids, but it's not trolling enough for the Rancor. I need to beat it by mainly using countershot, no matter how incredibly stupid that idea may be, since if I fail the precise timing, I'm likely to be squished. Which I am, quite a bit. Killing me more than any other part of the challenge, the Rancor punishes my hubris in trolling ways. And even when I do really well, I'm stuck dragging the fight out as I look for my chance to point blank shot the Rancor. It is such a needless risk. But they don't call me Shenanaloon for nothing, and not just because that's what it says on my name tag. But that is part of it, admittedly. You okay, buddy? So how about those Mets? Oh, why does everyone hate the Mets?
Don't hold a grudge, Cal. It's not you.
It may not be Cal, but it certainly is Shenanaloon. I hate you, Vader. Going back to Jeddah, I find it wonderfully easy to overcome the Imperials with Marin's help, as not only are there plenty of ledges, the Imperials are the ones that I can control to kill each other, making for easy grave digging. As for the dangerous creatures, I do discover the truth that just because you ignore the trolling, it doesn't stop the troll. But it can make him feel bad. We're out of combat for whatever reason. I feel like a villain. This feels a little evil. It's not stopping me, but I do feel bad. Strangely, the hardest part occurs when facing off against some of the easiest foes in the game, as Cal's force pull glitches out and I can only tug people, not fully grab them for some reason. This should only be a minor inconvenience, but I become obsessive about understanding it, and that costs me far too much health as I fail to get anywhere until I rely on force push. I also discovered that until I reset the game way later, that for the rest of Jedi, my quick draw has also been shut off randomly. I think the game tires of my trolling and is now trolling me, which I'd commend if it didn't hurt so much. Is this murder? Is this wrong? Is this evil to drop this man? I need a second to think about it. Hold on, just stay still for a sec. Wait. No, that wasn't immoral. Not at all. At least my force pull came back, as it makes a huge difference clearing out the rest of the imps. Admittedly, I owe a huge deal of success to my healing stems, and not only do they heal me, of course, but they recover my force energy, which I rely on for nearly every move I can do. BD1 may lack a medical degree, at least a real one, but he's still the best doctor around. In no time, I'm facing off against Dagengara again, and he's the one that's harboring all the difficulty. See, the value of guardrails really do make all the difference. Well, that, and rushing at me with whirling blades that I only ever bother to stop with the auto parry. I could parry them normally, and I should, since auto parry takes so much force and won't damage Dagon unless his block bar is broken. But that's just what he'd expect me to do, so instead I'll very slowly whittle away his block bar and health, often leading to minimum progress and lots of pain for me. Being a genius sure can be painful, don't you know it? Sure, I'll win in the end with this awful strategy, as long as I sprinkle in some counter shots, but the true victory, the ultimate victory, is how much time of Dagon's I'm wasting by doing this. His fury is worth all these new lightsaber cuts to my body. The best thing about Ravis is how he doesn't bother to block. The worst thing is the whole reason he doesn't bother to block is because he's so durable and has health regeneration. I know his attacks super well, so the timing of the counter shot isn't usually too difficult, and auto parry doesn't have to worry about him blocking, but that doesn't stop me from getting pancaked over and over. Just cause the counter shot goes off doesn't mean Ravis won't still hit me, and his onslaught of attacks shows Ravis isn't in the mood for my trolling. Ravis wants a grand last fight, but he's really just gonna get me spamming auto parry and downing stim after stim to regain force fast enough to outdo his healing ability. I think Ravis would rather I told people he died slipping in the tub than dying to me in this fashion. At least he gets one last blow on me and dies to a counter shot, so we can both pretend this fight had some skill to it.
Get up here.
Back off or I'll shoot. Don't make me do this, man. Okay. I missed. 1 foot away and I missed. Okay. I am one with the Force and the Force is with me. I am one with the Force and the Force is with me. I am one with the Force. Ah, he's too powerful. The Force is not with me. The Imperial and Raider resistance, minus 2 very annoying Viper droids, are still not a problem as I make my way to halt Dagengara for a final time. It's just like, hey, if I'm not supposed to shove everyone to their deaths, then why stand there next to a ledge looking so shovable? It's not my fault. I've had better days. I can't remember when, but certainly better. Dagengara's third battle is where I finally remember to block and parry before commencing auto parry. And you know what? Things go just as badly as the last time I saw his pretentious face. He loves unblockables, which even if they don't hurt me, they do cause me to waste my precious force energy as I cancel trying to auto parry him. My biggest problem with Dagon is how I'm always running out of the force, which can be a real problem when his duplicates are harassing me everywhere I go, or they simply halt my auto parry mid-attack. Or even worse, when I break his block bar, but it recovers before I can actually do any damage? It's extra agonizing that all 3 deaths happen when I have Dagon so low on health, especially when the first death comes because of an accidental misclick, triggering the wrong power and leaving me open to death. Who knew trolling would be such dangerous business? With how close I keep getting, my strategy is sound. It just needs some fine tuning, where I need to time the auto parrying a little better so that I can kill both duplicates at the same time, leaving me with more force energy for the real thing. All this really enrages Dagon, and he won't stop using moves that I can't auto-parry, dragging his final defeat way out. Hey, it is one thing when I'm inconsiderate of his time, but how dare he do the same to me? Once he's beaten though, this is where everything just flies on by. Bode betrays us, somehow learns how to fly without his jetpack, and then kicks my butt. This really isn't working out for you, is it, Bode? Oh, you're trying so hard too, it's cute. Oh! I meant to do that. That's what I get for mocking the guy with the lightsaber. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break. I believe in all of you. Good luck, and may God have mercy on your soul. Oh, sorry, this is Star Wars. May the Force... Ow! Okay, what was I saying? May the Force have mercy on your soul. Switching to Seer, this leaves me without most of my moves, but I remember, this is Star Wars. There's no bigger troll move for people who work for Anakin Skywalker than making them repeatedly eat sand. Sand is also the main reason Vader is so easy to beat here, even with lightsaber throw being the only move I can use on him. He's too thrown off by all this coarse sand and has no clue how to handle me. Lightsaber throwing only works though if his defense is down, but I may have a tad bit more experience than the average person with Vader, and I know his moves pretty well. I'm still prone to making mistakes though, but at least only enough for one death. With Bode's betrayal, Cal's feeling very dark-sidey, and I don't even mean when he taps into the actual dark side. I just feel a little extra cruel to one-shot all these Imperials with their own force fields, but I just can't resist. I do try to make up for it by becoming friends with one of the troopers. Once I get him to kill his other friend, he'll need a new friend after all, but things don't go quite right when I try to introduce him to Marin and Grease. Okay, let's go inside and say hello to the gang. Guys, look, I found a friend. Well, that was emotionally scarring. See ya. I even take longer hunting down Bode just because I accidentally killed this astromech droid and I won't live with this guilt. Resetting just so it can live. I'm trolling here, I'm not a monster. Yes, you're alive. Take that, Anakin, some of us can save our loved ones. Dude, it's clear glass. You can't ambush me that way. I can see you. Can you really not see me? Is this not go both ways? Ow, okay. Apparently it doesn't even work like normal glass. You shouldn't have been able to do that. When I gain access to the dark side, I could kill these Imperials in so many ways with how overpowered the dark side is. But I want to be better than my trollish ways. That's why I'm going to stop putting people down and start lifting them up. It's not my fault if their hearts can't handle my positive energy. With the Imperials now in a better place, thanks to my positive influence, I take a detour before going after Bode, just so I can shove this one random battle droid boss off a ledge. It's this kind of pettiness that just feels right to the challenge. As for Bode, he only kills me one time, but both attempts take all my healing stims to stand a chance. Mainly because once again, I'm always running out of the Force. The best thing about Bode is, despite being the final boss of the game, he's the only one vulnerable to being Force lifted, and that makes him vulnerable to a quick draw. He's also pretty easy to countershot as well, but all of this is dragged out as I have to regain my Force in order to do anything. He sadly becomes immune to the Force lift in his last phase, but as long as I remember to step to the side before I fire, he's still very vulnerable every time he Force pulls me. If I don't step to the side, I discover it doesn't end well for me. Every single challenge run, this really is his ultimate weak spot, and if he didn't have that, I'd actually have to learn the rest of his moves in this final phase. A terrifying thought, but I'll happily take advantage of Bode's weaknesses like any good troll would. With his death, I look around and realize so many of those I cared about are gone forevermore. So maybe, while I was trolling everyone else, the universe was trolling me. Well played, universe. Huzzah! 39 deaths over 12 hours, 21 minutes marks Jedi Survivor troll moves only as the obviously easiest of the challenges I've done. I'm thankful for the suggestion and this chance to take full advantage of all the convenient ledges in the Star Wars galaxy. I really hope you all enjoyed. Now I'm off to mourn the loss of that one stormtrooper who should have been my friend. Rest in peace, almost friend / hostage. Have a wonderful day, and try to keep the trolling a little bit more good-natured than Cal just did. Adios for now.